Welcome along to Krunching Gears. This is the final episode of Season 1, and it's a very special episode. We once again speak to 1983 Donegal International Rally winner Vincent Bonner.
Now Vincent Bonner is second. Was it expected?
Oh no, never. Don't think there's any real reason for it. We were going as quick last year, but we just didn't seem to get it together the same as we can get it together this year. The stages again, are very bumpy. Maybe the boys are lifting more for that or not, I don't know.
What is the gap between yourself and Bertie, do you know?
Something over half a minute, I think.
Right.
I think so, yeah.
And what's the gap between you and the third man?
Suppose something similar, I think.
So now, how are you going to play from here on in?
Well, just keep going at the pace we're going at anyway to see what happens.
Now, Bertie, I understand, has had problems with his brakes. He's probably going to be going quicker. 3 minutes. Austin has lost 5 minutes.
Right, well, again, it's last July since I sat in the car before, and I'm only getting used to the car again, So, probably, I don't know, might be able to go a bit quicker again now this time, I don't know.
Oh, well, that's what it's all about. Like, Vincent's a good driver, and he's got a very good car there, and he's obviously very capable, but we'll try and stay in front of him,
The crowd gets you going, and, stages are familiar, there's no doubt about that, But as far as catching Bertie Fisher's on, there's no way, just no way. I mean, you have to have a bit of respect for the man. He was second in the circuit, and he's driving a very, very good car. And there's just no way. We're getting within 3 and 4 seconds of him, but that's it.
It's good fun for you, though, is it?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. There's no two ways about that. We're about 40 seconds ahead of Austin McHale, and he's coming very hard, but we're trying to stay out of the way.
It is coming very hard?
Oh, yes, yeah. So, the car's handling beautiful now and everything else, so see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, well, now you're missing the company of Bertie Fisher.
Yeah, as far as I know, he's back in 8th place at the moment, So these things happen, that's rallying.
But back in Letterkenny, thousands are ready to greet their heroes, Vincent Bonner and Seamus McGetty. And so the happy man from Dunlow has his greatest hour. He collects £1,200 of the Donegal Oil Company money with his escort. He's been well served by Seamus McGetty and his co-driver, and he's now a hero in Donegal. Was it all a well-laid plan to snatch the oilman's money?
No way. I never figured, even from the word go, that anything like this could happen.
No way. How long have you been at the game?
This is about, I think, the 13th year. 13 times lucky.
Here you are. But you had a great drive.
Well, I can't complain. The car went beautifully, and I hadn't a hitch from the word go. Every stage, just one after the other, they were all the same. We hadn't a problem with the car. Certainly make me a fantastic job of the car.
But you had some superb competition as well. I think you'd like to pay tribute to the...
Oh, definitely. I mean, Austin McHale put on some performance. He was the star of the rally. He's been tortured with bad luck all the time, and this time again it struck on Atlantic Drive. And I want to pay tribute to Austin McHale for putting up such a fine display of driving. Well, he definitely was mighty man.
Here's a quick few snippets of Vincent and myself last conversation.
I always wanted, before I left, to try and drive a four-wheel drive car, because that was at the peak of my time then, and it was the right time maybe to get into one of them or that. And I was friendly with that John Price in Wales, and he had Metros at the time, and he had a very good Metro, and I asked him would he be interested in hiring. He was hiring cars at the time, and we made the deal to hire the car, and maybe the week before the rally or something, he told me, no, that he wasn't hiring the car. Something else had come up, but he wasn't hiring the car. So I was there then, and I had no car.
Would you love to step into like a World Rally car now, or an R5 car, or whatever, just to see what they're like? Is an X there now, or are you just glad to watch on the sidelines?
No, I would love to drive a four-wheel drive car. I wouldn't like to drive a four-wheel drive and go to a rally or something like that, but I would just like to get in to see the experience of it. Yes. with the amount of talk to someone and whatnot now compared to what we were used to, you know, and the way they leave the line and the brakes that's on them and everything. I remember myself and John maybe 2 years ago now, we went up to watch the Ulster Rally, and it was our 5 cars we were watching. It was the beginning of them, and we were standing at a junction up on the hill, and they came down the road to our right and then down to the junction, which was maybe about 300 or 400 yards down from us, and then they came up and passed us. But see, where they were coming down to the junction, I was amazed at the way they could stop the car. There's no way we could stop a car when we were driving them in that distance. It's just unbelievable the brakes is on them cars.
Yeah,
and for that, the like of that reason, I would like to just, you know, to get into
experience it. Yeah. Step forward, Mr. Donagh Kelly. Donagh was the man to make that dream, I suppose, a reality. We'll let Vincent take up the story from here.
So he got a phone call, but I'll let Vincent explain the story now.
Yeah, about I think it was last Tuesday evening, I got a phone call from Donagh Kelly, and whatever I was doing, I didn't answer it anyway. And the next morning he rang me again and answered him then, and he says to me, I have a question for you. And I says, right, what is it? And he says, what are you doing at the weekend? And I says, I'm doing very little. There's nothing we can do. And he says, well, I might go up to do a wee bit of testing. He says, up the road. He says, would you be interested in coming up? And I says, you know, what do you mean? And he says, yeah, I want you to get a run with me in the car. He says, and then maybe after a few times, he says, you might try a wee hand at it yourself. I says, you must be joking. I've never sat in a four-wheel drive car in my life. And says I, out from that, not even a left-hand drive car did I drive, a road car or anything. He says, don't worry about it. He says, sure, there's nobody putting a gun to your head. Just motor away the best you can. And we came up, and I really, really enjoyed every minute of it. It was fantastic, you know.
You got the chance to sit with Donagh, and then you were driving the car. It's like some experience for you.
Unbelievable, you know, because, you know, these are like dreams come true, you know, when you dream about something like this, and they talk all the time, you know. I'd be talking to different people about these four-wheel drive cars and whatnot, and you imagine they are good, you know, how, you know. But the next thing he says to me, well, I'll take you up the road for a couple of runs and show you the bits and pieces about it and whatnot, and tell me about the lag and the gear changing and all that of it. And the next thing he started, he had, I would say, about 5 runs done before this with Conor Foley, and he came down and I got into it then, and he took off, and I'll never forget to the day I die. The corners, I thought never would you get round them. And we came down to, we went over a crest, and when you came over the crest there was a square right, and I said, we'll never get round here. And we could have went another 10 mile an hour quicker. That's how good it was. It's unbelievable. And then see ordinary corners you'd be lifting on, you know, modified cars and that. You never come off it. Keep it to the tiddling all the time. And you just keep pulling gears, you know. It's unbelievable. The torque is frightening.
And that's a 1.6 turbo, you know, like it's not huge, like, you know, huge cc's. Like.
Oh, I thought it was a 3 litre, to be quite honest with you. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. Oh, it's so nice that when you the torque is so good. See, in third gear, it's like first gear, you know, and you know, no matter what corner you go into, you always seem to be in the right gear, you know. Oh, it's something, and the brakes are out of this world, really out of this world.
And then you get the opportunity to swap seats with Donagh, and you get into the driver's seat. Yeah. What was that like?
I was glad that I got in with him first, because, you know, I didn't know what to expect, you know, because, and then Paul Flanagan, he kind of explained to me that was the steering so light on it, you know, and very, very sensitive and all that, and a good job he told me that, because see, when it gets out of phase, you know, like a modified car, you can go too far to correct it. This, you only have to look at it sideways, and it's back on track again. Right. And see if it, you know, the back of it would slide about a wee bit at all. Just keep your foot on it, and it'll straighten so quick it's not funny. It's brilliant, so it is. Yeah, and then after the third run, I really got onto it then, and I tell you, it was hard to get out of it. Hard to get out of it.
So you're just delighted now you come and took the opportunity?
Oh, I'll remember to the day I die. That's right. I mean, I had definitely lovely experiences in rally cars over the time, you know. But the day I changed them all, there's no question about it. You know, and I had good times, yes, even in '83 and everything else. And this here, the day was something special. I never thought the rally car could be as good as it is. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, Vincent, thank you very much now for just taking the time to just to relive your glory of today, I suppose.
No bother. Thank you very much, Kevin. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. No bother.
Gary McElhenney also got the chance to sit with Vincent Bonner at the test, and here's his thoughts on how it went.
Gary, you got the opportunity to sit with Vincent Bonner for a few runs in the polo.
I did. Wasn't expecting it, to be honest with you. Don asked me to come up here today for this bit of a test, and he just said to me there, get your helmet on, get it ready there. He says, I want you to sit with this man. So it was a bit of an experience for me that I never thought it was going to happen today anyway.
And would Vincent been a bit of a hero of yours as well?
Well, I suppose I'm a wee bit young to be remembering standing when he won Donegal International Rally, but I'll tell you, between photographs and video clips mainly, I probably have watched that footage of Vincent winning Donegal for probably 10 years or 15 years of watching it, and I suppose he was a hero to look from a Donegal man, looking at Vincent Bonner winning the Donegal Rally. Sure, you know, it was something that I looked on to say, geez, that would be a dream come true for that man. So yes, to answer the question, he would have been a hero of mine through videos and photographs, but to meet him, I suppose, in the flesh a couple of years ago, and then to get to sit with him today while he was driving a Polo R5 was a dream come true for me, really.
And how did they settle into the driving of the car?
Well, I'll tell you, you wouldn't have to give him too much more encouragement to get him to enter a rally. The first thing that I noticed of Vincent Bonner today, you know, he landed with his rally boots with him, and for a man that knows what he's doing, he knows that when you get into a modern car like this, you need your boots on. And I just thought straight away, this man knows what he's at here. And when he comes stepping up with his pair of rally boots on, I says he's not here to just go up and down the road here. He wants to drive it and get a feel for it and get a feel for the pedals. And listen, he was very, very good. Not to say he's an old man, but for his age, to sit in a modern car when he had only been used to Mantas and Mark IIs, etc. Like, he was very, very good. And his car control, one time we're coming to the lake, past the lake, like a square left, and the car stepped out on him, but it was just no problem at all. He just corrected it and made no fuss about it. He was just, and the next corner was flat out again. His car control impressed me for only having 2 or 3 runs in the car. He just adapted to it straight away. Yeah.
And then John, Vincent's son, got a run in the car as well.
I don't think John was expecting that either. I think Donagh says to him, listen, when you're here, have you your boots with you? And he got John kitted out. So I'll tell you, John Bonner, I think, should definitely take an R5 for a few runs, because he enjoyed it today. I suppose he's used to his Mark II and he drives that fairly well, or very well rather. So I think John, that has the way of doing it and the ability, I think he should go and take a couple of runs in an R5 car, because John's a good driver. Yeah. And like for Donagh to provide this opportunity for these guys, something else, isn't it? I just Donagh never stops surprising you with these days out and surprises. You don't know what is going to be happening next week, but you know, suppose he listened to your podcast and he heard that Vincent Bonner never got an opportunity to drive a 4-wheel drive car, and something he would like to do, and Donagh put 2 and 2 together and got forward and says, right, let's make this happen. And it was a serious opportunity, because these things aren't easy to run, and it was a big step for Donagh just to stand back and throw Vincent Bonner into a left-hand drive Polo R5 and just basically let him at it. But no, Donagh always does these type of things. If he thinks somebody's going to enjoy it, he makes it happen, and he definitely made it happen today for Vincent Bonner, because Vincent was smiling from ear to ear, and still is, as you can see.
Thanks very much, Gary.
No bother.
John Bonner, Vincent's son, also got an opportunity to get around the polo, and I just wanted to say a few words, especially with thanks to Donagh.
We were just chatting to your dad there. What an experience for him today.
Oh, unbelievable, you know what I mean? He'd hardly sleep tonight. He really enjoyed it now. I can't wait to get talking to him and just, you know, think exactly what it is, but I know myself and the smile is in his face. Yes. He loved it.
And you got the opportunity for a run yourself. What did you make of the polo?
Yeah, I must thank Donagh, you know what I mean? You don't get them opportunities very often, and just to drive it, you know, it's fantastic. It's a different car altogether compared to my own car. Like, even going up the road, the first run I had, I was driving it like a Millington, revving it too hard, and then you kind of get used to it. But as I say, it's an amazing car, something great experience.
And like, just, you know, what a treat for a day, you know, for you and your dad to come here and experience this.
Oh, absolutely, you know what I mean. You can't thank Donagh enough, you know what I mean. To turn around and leave his car, you know, to give somebody a car, it's fantastic, you know. And it's just, I can't thank him enough.
Yeah. And like, I know he thinks the world of your dad. I know anytime I've ever asked him who his hero is, Vincent Bonner is one of always the first names, you know.
Absolutely, you know, and I'm sure Donagh loved it as much as my father loved it, you know.
He'll get the kick out of it as well.
He'll never forget it anyway.
No, that's for sure.
You know.
Well, John, as I say, we know how much you enjoyed it, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much now for taking the time to have a few words with us.
No bother, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Finally, getting the opportunity to speak to the two heroes of the day.
We're chatting here now to Donagh Kelly and Vincent Bonner. Vincent was telling us earlier about his dream come true today. So the man responsible for that dream, Donagh Kelly, thank you very much for joining us today, Donagh.
Thanks, Kevin. I think it's a dream for me as well. So there's life in this old dog yet. I think if we swing him by Frost's on the way home, we could get a check of him. We could have the car away to Dunlow.
It wouldn't take much convincing, to be honest with you, at this stage. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that anything whatever like this would happen. I'll tell you, as the man above it all, this man will sail straight on, because his heart's definitely in the right place.
Well, I know from talking to Donagh myself, he's always named his hero as Vincent Bonner, so for you to get the spin, must have been something else for you, Donagh, to get this opportunity.
Yeah, look, Vincent was always a hero in Donegal in particular, and the fact that my mum's from Dunlow, it brought it a little closer to home, and certainly listening to my uncle and that telling stories about Vincent's antics when he was a young lad and taking his father's car and turning it on the pier and stuff like this. So he was certainly an idol for me for a long time.
Mm-hmm. So, Vincent, today, as you say, has been just a dream come true.
I mean, what'll I tell you? If he got as much pleasure out of it as I got out of it, he got some pleasure, because it definitely made my day, and it'll be a long time before I forget it anyway, definitely. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be able to drive one of those cars, and, you know, I got onto it so well after the third run, you know, that I was really, really happy in it, you know. Yes. And I was always apprehensive about getting into one of them and what they were talking about and what not. But no, it's some experience for anybody to have. I'll tell you that, it definitely is.
A natural progression for you to step into that car.
Oh, unbelievable! I never drove a left-hand drive car in my life, not even a road car. And you know, to get in and just be, you know, so comfortable and everything else, it's unbelievable. So there's something else. There definitely is something else.
And Donagh, you love the Polo too, as much as, you know, nearly almost as much as the Focus now, probably at this stage.
Yeah, look, the Polo, it's a lovely car to drive, and I think it's just seriously impressive the way Vincent actually grabbed the thing by the scruff of the neck there after a couple of runs, and Gary McElhinney was sitting on there, and I think he's smiling still as well, you know, and there's certainly no fear there anyway, that's for sure, and it's a brilliant car, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. So you've made a lot of people very happy today, in a way, you know. There's a lot of smiles and a lot of laughter here today. So
definitely, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Definitely every minute of it. Yeah.
Well, lads, thank you very much, and I appreciate you taking the time.
No bother. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you. Now.
Beautiful.
What a day this was for a chance for Vincent Bonner to get the opportunity to drive a four-wheel state-of-the-art rally car. It was a day of joy for everyone involved. And I'm just delighted I was able to be there to be able to record it and bring my listeners a few memories from that day. I just want to wrap up now season 1 by thanking each and every one of you who has downloaded and listened to the podcast over the last 6 months. I'm just blown away by the response. And to each and every one who has taken part and everyone that has helped out in the background. You don't know who you are. I don't want to start naming names because I'm sure to forget somebody. But just really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll speak soon, because season 2 will be starting soon. Take care for now. Speak soon, and a very happy new year to you all. Thank you now. Bye bye.